Dear students, in our previous class we have discussed up to ISAM, that is Index Sequential Access Method. But in our today's class we are moving to our new topic, that is DBMS architecture. It can also be called as different types of architecture in DBMS, or it can also be called as DBMS architecture. Come, we shall see what actually this DBMS architecture means and how many types of architectures are present in this DBMS, that is Database Management System. See, the design of Database Management System, it means the design of DBMS depends on its architecture. The design of DBMS, Database Management System, is depend on its architecture. How the architecture is depend on that. The design of DBMS depends. Now, it can be centralized or decentralized or hierarchical. Okay, DBMS may be centralized. Architecture of DBMS may be centralized, decentralized, or hierarchical. And third point is database architecture, that is DBMS architecture, is logically divided into three types. The first one is logical one-tier. This can also be called as in one-tier architecture. The next one is logical two-tier client or server architecture, and the third one is logical three-tier client or server architecture. So hope you have know that. Now we are going to discuss what is logical one-tier in one-tier architecture. Come to the first type, that is logical one-tier in one-tier architecture. See, this logical one-tier architecture contains a file server and then client computers are connected to that server. So while writing you need to write this representation, then after that you need to explain. DBMS is the only entity where a user can sit directly on DBMS. Okay, sits on the directly sits on DBMS and uses it. Okay, in database management system, only a user can sit directly on DBMS, means sit directly with the DBMS by using computer, and he can use it. This is because of one-tier architecture. Then next, any changes done here, if a person sit on the system with the DBMS, if he do any changes there, then at the time will directly be on DBMS itself. Whatever he will do, changes that are direct, that those changes takes place directly in DBMS. Hope you have understood. If a person sits on the system, okay, I will give example. Take your college system. Your college is having separate software by which we will send you all the messages. We will update holiday details and all those things through messages. If a person sits, okay, to send a message to you by using that software, then the changes what he will do, it directly affect on the DBMS. It means the changes directly takes place in the DBMS itself. Now, it does not provide handy tools. Handy tools means like game players, okay, joystick, keyboard, mouse, like that. It will not provide any handy tool, okay, for end users. End users means we are the end users. So DBMS will not provide any handy tools for end users, and preferably database designers and programmers use single-tier architecture. Okay. End users will not able to handle by handy tools. Only the database programmers and database designers and the programmers, only the database designers and the programmers use single tier architecture. So this is called tier. Single tier means, what is meant by tier? Tier means levels. Single tier means one level architecture. Two tier means two levels of architecture. Three tier means three levels of architecture. That's it. Tiering means the levels of architecture will be called as tiering. Now come to the second type, that is two-tier client server architecture. See, this is a two-tier, that is two levels. Previously discussed, we have only one level of architecture, that is one tier. Here it is having two levels, that is client tier. One is client level, another one is database tier. Here client computers are connected to the database server. Okay, now two-tier client server architecture is used for user interface programs. User means the computer user. We are the users. So for our interface programming, the two-tier client server architecture is used. An application program that runs on client side, and for the application programs, just like you are using apps in your mobiles, that is like two-tier architecture. If you open Google and search, then that is for your use, but it will get connect to internet database. Internet database is a database server, that is database tier. Now you are using, that is client, you are using your smartphone, that is client architecture. And next, an interface called ODBC, Open Data Connectivity. ODBC provides an API. API means application programming interface. It will provide an application interface programming that allows client-side program to call the DBMS. Okay, this API under ODBC, the API is there, and that API will call the client-side programs. Will use the client-side program. It will allow the client-side program to call the DBMS. Okay, for calling DBMS. And next, third one is most DBMS vendors provide ODBC drivers. The driver is a type of software. For example, in your laptop or computer, if audio drivers, video drivers, network drivers, if they have not installed, if network drivers have not installed, at that time internet will not be connected in your laptop or computer. If audio drivers have not installed, then sound will not will be heard, or your computer will not produce any sound. Or if video drivers are not installed, then at that time your computer will not be able to play any of the videos. That is called a driver. It is a type of software. A client programming may connect to several DBMS. Client programming, it means client computers can connect to many DBMS servers. Okay, this is, in this architecture, some variation of client is also possible. In this type of architecture, some variation of client is also possible. For example, in some DBMS, more functionality is transferred to the client. In some DBMS, if many functions are there, more functionality is there, then that functionality will be transferred to the client. Okay, including data dictionary, optimization, etc. Functionalities like data dictionary of your computer can be transferred to many of the clients, or from server to many clients. Okay, or optimization. These things like this. These are the examples given, that these things can be transferred to many of the clients from the database. Okay, this is what called two-tier architecture. Okay, in our next class we are going to discuss about the three-tier architecture and also other things. If you have any doubts regarding today's class, you can ask me personally. Thank you.